What's going on, guys? Brett from BFit here. So today we are going to talk about the two major areas that we may experience discomfort in when training our core. So there's a multitude of core exercises that we can do, but a lot of them revolve around some sort of abdominal flexion or contraction of the midsection. And when we do that, the two most susceptible areas to injury are our neck and our hip flexors. So let me demonstrate right now. If I was to come down to the floor and perform a routine sit-up, the two most common areas that you will notice is somebody putting their hands behind their head and violently pulling their neck forward, creating a lot of cervical tension as we pull up to provide assistance on the way up for our sit-up. The second one is in this position where our hip flexors are shortened. When we sit to the top, the knees will move or the legs will lift up off the floor, preventing the use of the abdomen as we perform the sit-up. So how do we prevent tension in those two areas? Let's start by addressing our hips. So the first thing we are going to do is come down to a kneeling hip flexor stretch. We are going to set our back knee, or the one that's on the ground, directly underneath our hips, and our front leg knee out directly over the ankle. In this position, we are going to roll and scoop our hips forward, opening up the front of the hip flexor. We're going to squeeze our butt and push forward towards our front sneaker just a little bit. That will begin to open up some of the front of the hip flexor to start to relax the muscle tissue in that area so we can recruit the lower abdomen when we start our core exercises. And then as for the cervical portion of our neck, what we want to do is think about all of our core exercises, imagining we have a pin going directly through the top of our head down into our pelvis. So when we do our sit-ups, we are contracting the abdomen, but we're not creating any sort of cervical flexion. So on a sit-up, the whole body comes up and forward rather than tucking and rolling each vertebrae of the spine. Give those two demonstrations a try in order to release the tension at our hips and relax our cervical spine while performing our core exercises. Until next time, you know the drill. Let's get to work.